8 tips for better problem solving. Problems are part of our life. It is a fact that all of us face problems at some time or other in our daily life. Problems can be at work with your boss, colleagues, customers, or even at home with family members and maybe even friends. As problems are inevitable in life, it is important to learn how to deal with them effectively. Having good, strong problem-solving skills can make a huge difference to your career. Simply put, a problem is a difficult situation that you may face which will require your attention to find a satisfying solution. The ability to solve problems is an important leadership skill. The problems you face can be large or small, simple or complex, and easy or difficult. Here are some tips to help you solve problems. Number 1. Establish what exactly the problem is and get all relevant details about it. This is the most important first step in attempting to solve problems. Without such information at hand, you will not be able to address the problem satisfactorily. Number 2. Investigate. Talk to the people involved and find out how and why such a problem arose in the first place. Who or what is responsible for the problem and what is the actual difficult situation that has been created? Has a similar problem cropped up in the past, and if so, how and why did it happen, and was anything done at that time to solve it? Number 3. Never try to solve problems by yourself. Call for a meeting with the people involved and ask for suggestions for solving the problem at hand. In short, have a brainstorming session for ideas. Get different viewpoints and write down all such suggestions and evaluate them one by one. The more suggestions that you get, the easier will it be to find a solution. Narrow it down to the best 3 viable suggestions and finally pick the one which appears to be the best action to take to solve the problem. During this exercise, it is important not to generalize the problem but to be specific and pinpoint it to what it actually is. When you have isolated the actual problem, it will become easier to solve it. Number 4. Make the decision to implement the chosen action to solve the problem. Any action to solve the problem is definitely better than no action at all. Studies show that most of the problems that come up can be addressed quickly and easily, and that only a small percentage of problems need time for coming up with implementable solutions. Number 5. Nominate a person or team who will be taking the required action to solve the problem. Ensure that a time frame or completion date is given in writing. Asking for a periodic progress reports will also be a good idea depending on the severity of the problem. Number 6. Monitor the steps that are being taken to solve the problem and keep tabs on whether it is going in the right direction to achieve the desired result. If someone else has been assigned to this job, always be available for them for discussions if necessary. Number 7. Once it is confirmed that the problem has been successfully handled and solved, it is time for an evaluation session with the people concerned. Now that the problem was successfully identified and solved, it is equally important to take steps to prevent the same or similar problems from arising in future. Number 8. Keep a journal. Record all the details of the problem and what steps were taken to solve it for future reference when required. What has been discussed above are the steps to be followed in a business environment, but the same can be applied with minor adjustments when problems occur in other areas or your life, such as with family or friends. When embarking on a problem-solving mission using the steps outlined above, at no time should it be to find and blame the person or persons responsible for the problem, but rather to concentrate on the difficulties the problem has created and to find ways and means to solve it. As Karl Popper, who was a 20th-century philosopher of science, once quoted, "All life is problem-solving." Never ignore problems hoping that they would go away, which rarely happens. What would normally happen is that it would build up over time and you will land up with a really huge problem on your hands which could take a lot of time and effort to solve, not to mention the damage it would have caused. Address the problem when it is still a molehill and not ignore it and let it become a mountain. Sometimes the problem that has come up could be a complex one and you may not be able to find a solution at the first attempt. In such cases, it would be a good idea to take a break and remove yourself from the situation and give your brain a little time to refresh itself. When you get back to it, you will be able to find a solution using different approaches. Do not ever give up, but stick with it until you find the solution. Always enter into the discussion with a positive mindset, believing that you will come up with the required solution at the end of it. For that reason, you should look at the problem from as many different angles as possible, and upon evaluation a good solution will always emerge. If your attitude is negative, you may miss the solution even when it is right in front of you. If the problem is not of a confidential nature, you could always bounce it off your family members or close friends and get their viewpoint as well to add to your stock of possible solutions. People who have the following skills would be the best problem solvers anywhere. A. Good communicator and listener. B. Have analytical skills. C. Persistent and resilient. D. Innovative and creative thinker. E. Having a lateral mindset. F. Adaptable and flexible. G. Having good initiative. H. Good team member, and I. Decision-making skills. So if you have a positive mindset and follow the steps outlined in this video, you will definitely succeed in solving problems effortlessly as and when they surface. Remember that problem solvers are in high demand everywhere and can be detrimental in giving a boost to your career. If you have found these tips useful, please like, share and subscribe.